Good morning. 6:08 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today's date 1/11 of 2011. How about that? I was born on 11/11. Well, that's a nice day. 1/11/2011. Irrespectively of that, it's a nice day here every day because there's going to be a market that's going to get made. And when that market's made long, it's time to get net long. So that's when the public transaction is going to come into the tape. The public transaction just so happens to be a big pool of emotions that are running on and on and on. Now here at SMF, they have a totally different division called the Market Maker Division. And that's where we make a market. And hey, when price falls, we're making a market this way. What can I say? When they want to break higher for what they'll give, we make markets going that way. So it's all about making a market whenever a market's getting made. Now, the thing about it is that there are some mechanics and techniques. On the human genome sciences, there was some pretty good news. We got a gap up right now of 26.24. Last prints were 25. The ask is 26.32. A lot of controversy around this biotech stock. However, I will let my MMTs know that there is a 0.31 per line ratio movement. And that would mean that 3 halves is a delta and a half in price action. On the opening bell, when that price is part of the actual intraday movement within your system, and basically what will end up happening is that the amount of controversy of negativity about what the company may do, because it's a biotech company that is doing something for a treatment on lupus, and people suffer from it, people die from it. There hasn't been a cure for it in 52 years, but Human Genome did quite well in explaining what their role to humanity is. And they did a very good job. Not only did they do a good job, they did a remarkable good job. Because it's people that work there and run that company, their innovative souls are the ones trying to provide a treatment for a very disturbing, miserable disease. The FDA has decided to take that date to March 10th on or before is what I say of 2011 about the approval. Now on the stockmarketfunding.com homepage, there are lots of things about it. And it's a very in-depth coverage because we have noticed the amount of headline events, we have noticed the amount of manipulation within the Wall Street community tape, is that whether you're a guy buying, 10 million shares of the name or 1,000 shares, it really doesn't matter. What matters is everybody's got an opinion and everybody's trying to get the edge. Long, people want to make money. Short, the bear wants to make money. The bear and bull controversy around this name has been way beyond anything that we have seen. When they had a 13-2 approval at the advisory committee for lupus, and all of the patients that were there who testified, which was the longest patient testimonial in history. The thing about it is that the stock has not been rewarded. It has not been treated fairly within the Wall Street tape. When we get down into the options market, as we continue this series and an investigation on human genome, particularly the investigation part is going to be on the price prints, the upgrades, the downgrades, the price print and the complete option market pricing model, how they have manipulated premium, and when a stock gets ready to take off, there's a time where that will come off that table. And what you're going to be looking at on your daily chart on human genome MMTs is where these upper lines were. This is where that 30.48 was. We were in that trade. We were in it and have been in it for over 6 months. And we're proud to say it. Now, the thing about it is there's a time to know when to be buying again, and when all of that stuff, all of that monkey business that I was just talking about goes away. And as that goes away, you're going to see the public transaction. You're going to see where people start scratching their head like they always do and say, oh boy, maybe there's something to this here. It's time to buy. Now that'll retail public thinking. Nonetheless, we're going to make a price action today. Yesterday's movement did give us a little bit of a teeny contraction because we were at 0.7 ratio, teeny expansion. But due to part of the price movement and the way that things moved yesterday, that's diminishing 1/2 delta's 0.31 movement in price action. So 3/2 up, we've got these upper areas that we're going to be looking at right here. This is going to be the main area, the bottom of this bar, your 3-minute bar. And this date, I'll tell you in a minute. As soon as I get done populating that, look at them gauges go. Boom, 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 boom. Well, that's how stocks move. So let's go back over here. On 10/13 of 2010, you were at $28.50 for half bar on the daily. So write it down, 28.05 here. Let's get clear about the teeny spikes and how every time that they had made a move to the top side of that trade, now MMTs, is that the shorts were shaking that thing down. Didn't matter what kind of move it tried to make. The shorts, or the people in that community, were extremely heavily on the name. And that's why these daily bars reflect what they do. A lot of it was headline controversy. The way that you're going to tell this MMT that it has the momentum is where the short seller cannot knock it down, and that you expand in the price action range. The other thing we're looking for in the name is when the public tape, that's everyone outside of you, is showing their hand. And now that they've worked off all the negativity about the company, maybe they will come in and start to buy. That public engagement is what you're trained to do here, because that's how you make money, MMTs. You make money on their behaviors and their thinking patterns and everything else that they do within the transaction. So I will be saying that down on the bottom side, if they like to shake that down, take a half delta price down on the limit. So you got a gap. Start putting orders out at 25, 75, 25, 85, 25, 95. Watch to see if it holds above the 2601 penny 0.1 ratio up to 0.49 penny ratio. That would put it at 26.49. So you already got a gap of 0.23 by 0.32 between the bid and the ask. So those are the limit orders on the pullback side. What you'll be looking for in your brain today on this move is you're going to be looking where you stay elevated in the IR here. Your current ratios get elevated. Your intraday ratio lows contract on the pullback, meaning they don't, the intraday ratios, the teeny pullbacks here, are the half delta pullbacks, you know, because that's a half delta. So the teeny will be what you're looking for on your 3-minute charts. So basically, intraday trend ratio range, that's the full range of being a market maker, is getting that whole spread. This is what you learn to perfect, is this very row right here. Okay? So on the limit order, it's a drop down bid. However, MMTs, let me tell you that if you hold above this, like let's say you come down to 2601, 2605, and the brain tells you it's not going to go lower, if the ratio here in the gauge isn't going to go that way, well, then you're not going to get that entry. And you have to step up to the plate and you have to buy. Now, when you're buying wholesale at the bottom, you've already removed the risk, whereas the public has already bought the upside of the trade. And you're always below that print so that you can sell it back to the public. So wholesale, wholesale, wholesale. For all MMTs and seniors, it's time to step up, and let's go ahead and start getting our limit orders. 26.71 was a high side yesterday. The other MMTs, we will talk off of the video as to what options you need to execute and park them there. Have a good trading day, everyone. And we have a nice gap up in the futures. We are more overbought each day. Complacency runs at different levels. Go to our VIX and VXN page, and you'll learn about the fear indicators there.